Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're digging into a whole stack of sources coming out of Canada, political stuff, environmental reports, even some sports news. The plan, as always, is to pull out the key insights, connect some dots, and give you a clearer picture of what's going on up north. Okay, so first up, something pretty major on the Canada-U.S. front. Canada just, well, scrapped its 3% digital services tax.
Yeah, that's right. On the big US tech companies, Amazon, Google, Meta, Airbnb, Uber, you know the ones.
And it wasn't just a quiet change, was it?
Not at all. They actually halted collections retroactively to June 30th,
Wow.
which basically cleared the decks immediately. Prime Minister Carney and President Trump are back to negotiating trade.
Which had stalled because of this exact tax rate on June 27th.
Precisely. Now they're aiming for a new deal by July 21st, 2025. It's really quite telling, isn't it? It shows how, geopolitical pressure and the weight of these huge tech firms can force policy changes fast.
Yeah, that balance between digital sovereignty and, well, keeping trade flowing. Tricky stuff. Okay, shifting gears a bit, but still a major challenge. The wildfire situation in Canada. It sounds intense.
Oh, it's incredibly serious. The 2025 season is really escalating.
The numbers are huge, nearly 2,000 active fires.
And widespread, affecting Manitoba, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Quebec, even Newfoundland and Labrador.
And over 40,000 people evacuated. That's immense.
It is. And tragically, 2 civilian deaths have been confirmed already.
It really brings home the scale of it.
It does. And, connecting this back, it really underlines how these large-scale disasters, well, they aren't just national problems anymore. Climate change, mitigation, disaster response, it demands global thinking, preemptive strategies.
Like the international help coming in.
Exactly. Australia's sending a 200-person team led by their deputy chief, Stephen Hunter.
Right.
That kind of support, it shows this shared challenge, moving beyond just helping out case by case towards maybe more structured international cooperation.
Yeah, that cooperation seems vital on so many levels now. While all this is happening, the trade tensions, the fires, other things are moving too, kind of painting a fuller picture of Canada right now, like on the sports side. A bit of a surprise in the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Yeah, a tough one for Canada's men's team. Eliminated by Guatemala in the quarterfinals.
In a shootout, no less.
Right. Unexpected, for sure. For fans, and probably for the team, it kind of sparks that conversation about tactics, development, looking ahead, right?
Always looking ahead in sports. Every result has those ripples.
And domestically, politically, there's movement as well. A by-election coming up.
That's right, in Battle River Crowfoot. Looks like mid-August. And this follows the Conservative MP, Damien Carrick, resigning.
Yep, he resigned June 17th. And the thinking is this clears a path for Pierre Poilievre to run in that riding.
Interesting. What's the strategy there usually?
Well, often it's about letting the party leader secure a safe seat, maybe test their popularity, build some momentum before a general election. It's less about that single seat and more about shaping the national narrative, gauging the mood, maybe forcing other parties onto your timeline.
Right, turning a local race into something bigger.
Yeah.
Bit of political chess.
Kind of, yeah.
And sticking with sort of the bigger picture in relationships, King Charles visited back in late May.
He did. And that visit, amidst those U.S. trade issues we mentioned, it felt symbolic.
Reaffirming ties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned diplomacy. A reminder of historical links, maybe a bit of soft power balancing against economic pressures, shows those alliances still matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of long-term connections, that big infrastructure project, the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Ah, yes. Between Windsor and Detroit. Still on track, apparently.
For a 2025 opening.
That's the plan. And that bridge, it's more than just infrastructure, isn't it? It's a symbol of, enduring economic ties, long-term investment in trade, despite any short-term bumps.
A physical link representing a persistent relationship.
Well put.
So wrapping this all up, what does this mix tell us? We've got economic policy shifts, a major environmental crisis, sports, politics, long-term projects.
It's a lot happening at once.
Definitely. It paints this really complex, dynamic picture of Canada, doesn't it?
It really does. And maybe the takeaway for you listening is to think about how these different threads, the economy, the environment, politics, culture, how they might actually connect or influence each other. What does it all say about Canada's resilience, its place in the world right now, its character? It's definitely a complex picture to keep watching.
Food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.